Yeah, I think it does a lot, man. Our position players and pitchers have been grinding for the last 10 games, and things haven't gone our way. I know it's probably pretty cliche, and fans and people don't really want to hear it when you're on a tough losing streak and a tough losing spot. But man, we've been playing so good and played good all night again tonight. And a couple plays here and there didn't go our way, and we found ourselves down, and then we just had the right spot of the order coming up with the right man at the right time. And I think that's we've been lacking just a little bit in that, just finding that right hit at the right time, and we've been one hit away in all of these 10 or 11 games. So to get that hit tonight, I think everybody was pretty relieved, and I know it was a pretty exciting locker room because of that.
I asked Adolis how he's able to remain so calm. He said that's not really a thing, but he did say that he surprises. He is a little bit surprised by that it's translated as well as it has. What's it been like for you guys to watch him as a teammate?
It's something when guys get comfortable in the big leagues, you see them take a jump and you see them develop and get better. Normally it's after a year or two. You get a pitcher who gets a little bit more acclimated to maybe the anxiety before a start or the whole routine of it, and just feels more comfortable on the mound. And I think he has that. He had a little taste over the last couple of years, and then this year I think he feels way more comfortable in the box, and obviously I don't know what he said to you guys about it, but it just seems like there's not a spot too big for him. And that's tough to do as a rookie and a young guy in this game, to not be overwhelmed by any spot. Making big plays in the field, putting together really good at bats when the game's on the line. That's really tough to do, whether you're a position player or a pitcher. So it's been really cool to see him develop into that, and to really be able to attack those moments and have a lot of fun with it.
Adversity or anything like that, but when you get it, to be able to have guys picking each other up over and over again throughout this game, what does that do for you guys, not just in this game but long term?
I think that's what you see. That's how you figure out and determine what kind of a team you are. When adversity hits and things don't go your way, do you tend to kind of stay in your locker and spread out a little bit, or do you tend to come together and try to figure it out as a team? And I think we're a pretty united and pretty together team. And I think it's going to be a fun rest of the way. Just seeing how we respond to those situations and how we don't allow it to really affect the next game. I know it probably looks like it. When you lose 8 out of a 10 or 9 out of 10, whatever we lost, I know it looks like one game impacts the next, but when you're constantly in the game and when you're not during that streak, getting down 5-6 runs early and you're battling back when you're down 2 runs, that's a sign that you're not letting the last game impact the next. And for us to have a tough time in Houston with them, and then to come back tonight and battle through that adversity, man, that's so much fun to watch. Yep.
Let's go to Evan Grant.
Back in the dugout in the 10th inning, right? I mean, so you're seeing all that take place live, right?
No, I was in the locker room.
You were back in the clubhouse?
Okay.
Yeah. So then what was your reaction when you saw the ball leave Garcia's bat?
Well, to be honest, because of the beautiful 20-second to 30-second delay in the clubhouse, we hear the roar of the crowd. And then we actually heard the fire of the cannons before we actually saw the pitch. So when we hear the roar of the crowd, at first you think, oh, maybe it was a wild pitch for a run. And then you hear the roar of the crowd get a little bit louder, and you're like, okay, maybe it was a double. And here comes Joey from first. And then you hear the cannon, and you realize it's a home run. And then we all jumped up in the clubhouse and started slapping hands. So it's a little different situation to celebrate that, but it's still a lot of fun.
And just one small thing. I thought that the last two pitches through in 6 that Trevino did like a pretty strong job of framing. What can we say about these pitches? And is he okay out there?
Yeah, I haven't seen the pitches on replay, so whatever you've seen is more than I've seen. But I know that our catchers work really, really hard at catching the baseball and at giving the umpire the best look at where the pitch finishes up. And we've been really, really good at it this year. And it's not by chance. It's not by accident. Bobby and Jonah and Jose and now John and Drew before. Man, they work so hard. Whether it's blocking, whether it's catching the ball, calling a game. Man, our catchers. I don't know. I'd like to see what other catchers are doing to work this hard in between starts and in between games because, man, they put in so many hours, and hats off to them. They have done such a good job handling a young pitching staff and doing such a good job behind the plate. I don't know where we'd be without them, really. Very rarely do you get a duo like this that defensively impact the game so much like they do. And defensively, there's not a fallout when Jonah's in, and man, he's been swinging the bat really good too. So, I think we got two of the best catchers in the game right now.
Go to Kennedy.
Did you say me? I can't hear.
Yeah, you.
Kyle, you've been in this game for a long time. Have you seen anybody with the same type of energy that Adolis Garcia has?
Oh man. Without racking my brain too much, I think a guy that played with a lot of intensity and energy into his 40s was Torrey Hunter. A guy that he was brought into that team in 2015 to be the veteran leader to really kind of get the team going in the right direction. I think we might have been the first team to get notoriety for having dance parties after wins, and it was all Torrey. So, he even at the young age of 39 and 40 was showing a lot of energy, and I think there's probably countless teammates I can go through, but Adolis up there with a guy who's his confidence level is always sky high, regardless of a strikeout or an out at the plate, whatever it is, and he's a lot of fun to watch as a teammate. I can tell you that.
And I asked Woody this, but from your perspective as a pitcher, how difficult is it to execute against a team like the Astros, who foul off so many pitches, all the at bats are 10, 12 pitches?
There's only as a pitcher, there's only so many pitches in a row that you can really execute, and be realistic with yourself that you're going to execute in the location where you want to throw it. I think over the last couple of years, I've heard that the average miss in the big leagues from a pitcher is like 12 or 13 inches. So, to think that, so many pitches in a row, these hitters are making you have to really execute good quality pitches. It's what makes them so tough. We've talked about it the last week now in my last two starts. Understanding that they're a team that doesn't strike out a lot. So, you're almost better off trying to attack them with two strikes with something in the zone. And if they get a base hit, they get a base hit. But I think Taylor did an amazing job, and I know Ian had some longer bats as well. But he did an amazing job not giving in and really making the hitter work as well. Because I think you can look at it both ways. Sometimes the pitcher, it looks like maybe the hitter's making the pitcher work, but the pitcher can really make the hitter work as well, and keep putting pressure on the hitter. And I think it's kind of how you look at it a little bit. If you look at it where you're always feeling like I have to make a pitch, and this guy's making me work hard, then maybe we need to flip that around a little bit and put it on the hitter, because he's got to do his job too.
Okay, let's go to Jeff.
Thanks, Kennedy.
Hey, Kyle, another ex-teammate, Nelson Cruz. He was probably for a couple of years, he was the most clutch Rangers player. Do you have any clutch moments from Nelly that you remember from your time with the Twins?
Oh man, Nelly was another one who was fun to watch, and a guy that just executed his routine day to day at an elite level. To sit here and rack my brain, I'd probably miss the big ones that he actually had, but he put a lot of good swings on the baseball there in 2019, and that's a resume that Adolis might have a little bit of working to catch up to, but he's going to have plenty of time to do that, hopefully. But it's same thing, similar type player. A guy who's super exciting and plays the game hard and just has really good instincts out there, in the field and at the plate, and it's a lot of fun.
Late bloomers too.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks.
Last one, Alex.
Kyle, you faced this team about 6 days ago. Do you come in with the exact same game plan, or do you go with any variations because it was just a short period of time?
Yeah, we had some variations today. I don't know when I'll face him again, but it's obviously probably no secret that I threw way more curveballs today than I did the first time. That was by design, trying to give him a little different look at a different breaking ball that I might have thrown 3 or 4 times in the first start. Didn't do that by design, but it just kind of worked out that my slider felt really good 6 days ago. And going into it, we said, hey, let's show them curveball early and see how they're swinging at it. And it just worked out. So thankfully, Hosey and I, we were on the same page all night. Once again, Brett, Sags, and Dougie had a great few adjustments that we made to it. To the game plan, and then Hosey and I were able to go out there and do it, and make adjustments on the fly, and I said it when I was talking about the catchers, but that's what makes these guys so good back there is when they can see when it's time to switch it up, and when they go on their gut instinct on what a hitter's looking and how he's looking in the box, it helps pitchers out a lot.
Thanks, Cal.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, thanks. That will do it for our Zooms for this evening. Everybody have a pleasant morning.